See 'em? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey there, everybody, it's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap the Dirt Nap, your favorite old friend. Dunlap the man. I'm here with little Jackie Bros. It's a new year, Jackie.
Happy New Year to everybody out there. Hope you got through the last one. We all sort of did, I guess. This is what's left of me. And now we're going to see how long we can last in 2019.
Well, we left some people behind in 2018 or the first few days of 2019, but let's just go ahead and say they died in 2018.
Yeah, they did. That's how it feels to me anyway.
They might as well have.
We lost a lot of good people. A lot of people's childhood pretty much died in a just a bunch right there on one day. Is pretty bad. And as we hang our heads low and pay our respects to Shotgun Red, bless his heart. He would, the man that did Shotgun Red, to me, that's Shotgun Red. That's who that is. So, God rest his soul.
But Shotgun Red technically is neither dead nor living.
Well, the man that did Kermit the Frog, they still do the frog thing every now and then. I see it on TV, and I know he died a long time ago, so I don't know if you can still.
Well, you know what? I think it's rude for you to speculate at this point.
I don't know the first thing about puppet rules and show business, things like that. I don't know how that's taken care of. I'm just saying I've seen other puppets keep living, even though the man that did it was passed on.
When I was a little kid, Shotgun Red was a puppet with his own music video show.
Yep. It sure was.
How many other puppets could say the same thing?
Like I said, I don't keep up with it. So I don't
How
know.
many other puppets? You said Kermit the Frog, but let me ask you: was Kermit the Frog friends with Ralph Emery?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Was Kermit the Frog the host of a music country video show?
No, but it had other shows, but it didn't have a country. No, he did not have country music video. That's one thing, as far as I know.
Was Kermit the Frog, did he host a variety show on a boat?
That he on a lily pad, or he was a boat. Dom DeLuise in a boat when he sees him out in the river, but I don't know if that's a show.
Was it the General fucking Jackson?
No, watch your mouth. I didn't say that was. I'm just saying he was on a boat playing a song. I don't know who was listening to it.
Kermit the Frog ain't got shit on Shotgun Red.
Yeah.
Shotgun Red is better than Kermit the Frog.
Well, I agree with you there. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I ain't saying one better than the other. I just said one. Both men that did the puppets passed on. They ain't with us anymore. God rest their souls. And the puppets, well, at least the frog one is still on TV doing things. It's, that ain't him doing it. That's all the point I'm trying to make.
Mean Gene Okerlund?
Yep, passed on.
Okerlund? I never got that down.
Okerlund. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but that man, and nobody under pressure nobody could keep a cool better than Mean. I mean, never once. He was beside some of probably the craziest things outside anything ever been on TV. I just beside him the whole time, and he was right there with it, in control.
You can keep your Abbotts. You can keep your Hardys. He was the best straight man. Somebody said that on Twitter. I'm stealing it from a wrestler. Bad idea. Don't steal nothing from a wrestler.
If you're going to steal something, don't steal from a wrestler.
Probably, I can't think of anyone involved in wrestling who has a job I covet more than Mean Gene. I used to think it'd be cool to be like Jimmy Hart.
I always like him. Well, he was funny to me. Jimmy Hart's the one I enjoyed the most. He was a bad guy. I love Jimmy Hart. Yeah.
Yell at people with a megaphone.
Bullhorn them.
Get kicked in the head.
Oh, he got kicked all over.
Going too far, get kicked in the head. I thought it'd be fun to be a manager, an evil manager.
He was the best one as far as I'm concerned.
But let's be honest, even being an evil manager is too much of a physical feat for me to pull off. Out of breath.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Hart is a skinny little wiry fella. He'd running all over the place.
There's
yeah,
plenty of fat assed evil managers, but even them, I feel like, are in better shape than me. They could be twice my size, but I still out of breath just thinking about all that yelling and pointing.
And maybe in the younger days you could have done it, but that's done past now.
But Mean Gene, if I just had the voice. Now nobody could do what Mean Gene did, but if there was for like a lesser Mean Gene, what a job. What a great gig.
I'll get to be around those crazy wrestlers all the time. Yeah, just yeah.
Also, great another great talent on the wrestling album. Another great talent on the wrestling album.
Yep.
The wrestling album, him and damn Governor of Minnesota going back and forth. What a pair. Oh, and just to think that Mean Gene is getting to talk to Shotgun Red right now up in heaven.
Can you imagine such a thing? That'd be something else, wouldn't it?
Because being Mean Gene, his skills with wrestlers translate perfectly to puppets. Well, what are you doing there, Shotgun Red?
I'm
working on the thing.
That's not going to throw him off. That's not going to throw him for a loop talking to a puppet.
No.
Not at all. They ain't going to,
Oh, man. Should we get subscribed to the WWE network so I can watch the damn Mean Gene story? Don't they have one of them on there?
They better. If they don't, they ought to have one on there. He's part of it. I mean, you saw all the different wrestlers, but you always saw Mean Gene right there. Yeah.
Dip into our Patreon funds. Super Dave also passed away.
I always like him. That made me laugh every time because he says something up and he gonna get hurt. I like Super Dave Blood. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him.
Remember when comedians just set something up and got hurt?
Yep. That was when it was funny, when I used to laugh. I thought it was funny. Now, he said some strong language, but in that sense, he said it in a funny way. I'll say that when he got hurt, but it always...
This is advice for most comedians, including us, and we just don't have the lung capacity for it anymore. But most white male comedians, I think good advice at this point in time is to go back to falling down, getting hurt, falling in a fountain. If you've got that, if you're middle-aged and you can take a fall or get hit by a bus, that's the direction you need to go in because that's what fans of comedy are wanting to see. You can either go like on an alt-right podcast and make a bunch of jokes making fun of shooting victims, or you can like fall down, skin your knee up, be like, well, or maybe you're like, I'm up here to talk about shooting victims, and then like,
fall down,
like a satellite fall on you or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the avenue you need to explore, us included. I don't know how you do that on a podcast.
Right. Well, they do like the Three Stooges every now and then, just have a slap sound or anvil falling on the head. Like
Dong.
People can use their imaginations. But that's always been what I think is funny when somebody gonna get hurt at the end of it. That's the best part.
And Captain and Chanel,
Yeah.
the captain,
It's
passed away.
Muskrat Love. I remember that's an old song that I always like it. And it's a song about an animal. I usually enjoy it. And Muskrat Love that's just adorable. And he passed on.
Is that the only song about muskrats?
That I'm aware of offhand. I'm sure if anybody out there knows, let us know a Muskrat song. Send it to have you get to us on the computer. Because I'd listen to it. I like it.
Well, Super Dave, Captain, Mean Gene, and Shotgun Red, here's to you, beer sound.
Well, hopefully they're all up in heaven, popping the top along with you there. Yeah.
Who do you think is feeling the most uncomfortable right now?
I guess Muskrat Love, man, maybe a little bit, because, he sang, the rest of them didn't really do no sing. Well, Shotgun Red sang, but it didn't, that wasn't what it's for.
Jackie, they got I found a whole album of Ralph Emery Shotgun Red songs. They did. They got a couple at least. They did a Christmas one with Wilbur the Christmas Mouse. Maybe we should talk about this on. so much news has happened.
I don't want to talk about that. I want to hear that. If I hadn't
we
heard
can't
that
play
yet.
it on this one.
I
but
know
I
you're
think
not
if you
allowed
go
to.
over to the Patreon one, we might be able to sneak in a little.
I'd want to hear some of that. That anything of them two. That's one of the great comedy teams too. They didn't hurt each other so much, except hurting each other with laughter. That's the only way they got one another going. But they're as good as anybody ever was. Bill Hall, Snowbird, Shotgun Red, Ralph Emery, and then
all the rest.
Yeah.
Those are the main ones. Sing it. The Wilbur the Christmas Mouse. What the whole song is about? Well, at least the half I listened to is the mouse comes in the chimney and he's hungry as hell.
Well,
and
yeah.
he eats anything that you can eat that has to do with Christmas. Popcorn, cookie,
Yeah.
maybe some milk. I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, cookies and milk with Santa Claus like, yeah.
Funny. We got to listen to. There's a picture. I don't know if it's in the Ralph Emery book. I brought a Ralph Emery book that we're going to look into over on the Patreon, 20 extra minutes. Folks, let's move from the obituaries to the commercials just to let you know that if you go over to the Red State Update Patreon page and you give us at least $5, if you're in the $5 a month level, then you get a whole extra podcast called 20 Extra Minutes with Jackie and Dunlap, and we usually explore things like a Skip Stevenson country album from real people, or in this case, we're going to spend some time with the Ralph Emery autobiography Memories and talk about Shotgun Red. Shotgun Red, a loss we're still feeling here at Red State Update HQ.
I was just sitting there thinking, we should all be grateful because all these people brought so much joy to so many people, and that's what usually a computer is bad, in my opinion, because people do terrible things with it. But the fact that you can get on there and click a button and watch some Mean Gene, click a button and watch some Super Dave, watch some Mean Gene, Muskrat Love. I don't know some of my head. I'm sure you've seen.
There's a video
sing
for
a song,
yeah.
Which is a good song. But the other thing is something you want to see. You got to see it.
There's a whole 20-minute story of Shotgun Red that the Shotgun Red man said. Like, he shows pictures of Shotgun Red. Like, here's a picture of Shotgun Red with John Wayne impersonator. He's one of them. Looks more like John Wayne than John Wayne himself. And it's really worth. It is worth 20. He gives the whole story of how Ralph Emery, he bought the puppet in a store and changed his shirt. And then he met Ralph Emery, and in the Ralph Emery book, listen, I don't want to spoil it. We're going to talk about it more over on the damn.
You put up that video now, didn't you? You put that up on our book face and Twitters and stuff.
The 20 extra minute, it's 20 minutes long.
Shotgun
story
Red.
of Shotgun Red.
Yeah.
It's also like an hour long on YouTube, like compilation of the best of Ralph Emery and Shotgun Red.
Oh, good Lord. Let's hurry up and get this done.
There's a lot of cooking with Shotgun Red segments on there.
Let's talk about the awful news and get this over with so I can get on there and look at that. We got to do another park as soon as we finish this one. So let's move on because that's got my name on right there. You're gonna click a button as soon as we finish up. I'm
now we don't like to do
that.
commercials for our 20 extra minutes, but if you get on Patreon, Red State Update, give us at least pledge at the $5 like NPR $5 level, and you can listen to us talk about Shotgun Red for probably, I'm gonna say, a good half hour.
Yeah. I'd say so. And that $5 doesn't just go to this one where we cuss Trump. It also goes to Parkist, which I swear to God there's more of them coming, a redneck matinee. There's 3 of them right now. There's a couple more on the way. They're going to be there. Just wait and see it. But it also goes along to help that. And it also goes along, we're affiliated with another Parkist. It's 100 Ways to Love a Cat. So all that $5 goes to help all of those different Parkish, and then you get that extra one just for you. Yeah.
Now we do apologize. Last week, I think this may be the first time we just did not do one in a week. I think before we may have stretched the definition of a week. Maybe we had one at the beginning of 1 week, then one a few days at the end of the week.
You get 2 the next week or something. There's always something to make up for.
Yeah. But we did not do one last week. It's a shame that in this day and age in the United States of America that podcasters who make a promise do not. Well, fuck, the government shut down, so I don't guess it really matters.
Yeah, everything shut down, yeah.
I mean,
watch your mouth. You don't have to say it that way, but
I mean, I guess you don't have to do nothing. You can just throw a fit if you don't get what you want.
people take a holiday. Is happening right there on Christmas and New Year, right in between it. So I mean,
It's fine for us.
If you're upset about it, let us know, and we'll figure out a way to make it up to you. But
I'm talking more about Trump at this point.
Oh yeah, well him, yeah.
He said Mexico was going to pay for the wall.
Over and over again. He would ask everybody that went to all of those shows he did when he was on tour and doing a hollering show, and he would say, "Who's going to pay for that wall?" And everybody in there, every single one.
We all knew. Everybody knows Mexico's going to pay for the wall. Like Tippy Canoe and Tyler too. That became Mexico's going to pay for the wall. Like he said it over and over again. Like if we're supposed to understand that part's a joke or something, like why is the wall part not a joke? Because that's almost as stupid.
It is. We all thought it was jokes. I did anyway.
We thought he was funny at first.
I did too. He said awful stuff about Jeb Bush, and I laugh every time.
I'm sorry.
I laughed every time he said terrible things about Ted Cruz. I was just giggling and thinking he was just so silly.
I used to laugh at a lot of people that aren't as funny anymore, including us.
Yeah. Well, please accept my apology on that. I was wrong. Nothing about him is funny. Well, that's not necessarily. I hate to say this, but he pretty much all he does is get me mad as hell. But he did get me tickled a little bit. Not him, just because of the situation. Because the fact that he's president. When he told that youngin' that in marginal whether Santa Claus delivered or not. That the first time in a long time where I just kind of good. I mean, what else can you do but laugh at that?
Santa Claus, according to Trump, may or may not be real. But Russia and Afghanistan, that was great.
What the hell? He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He don't know the first thing what he's talking about. And don't nobody seem to care. He gets a bunch of people around him, get people to sit behind him. That's always fun to watch. All those people having to sit there behind him with a camera in the room, bolting any of them, all of them. You watch your face. They don't want to be there. They don't know what's about to happen. They know about as much as we do.
Honestly, the government being shut down doesn't really matter to Trump because he doesn't know how to work the government anyway. I know he's not the only one running the government. He's not like the engineer of the train.
That's less for him to deal with.
And he likes making people mad. He knows this makes people mad. It doesn't really affect him. Anybody who wants the government open probably didn't vote for Trump anyway. People who voted for Trump like the government being shut down, unless it affects them, and then it's the Democrats' fault.
Yep.
Like, if Trump really wanted to accomplish something, if the Trump administration, if Trump and the people running the Trump show actually had goals to accomplish with the American government, they would have long ago realized that they were fucked and just folded up the tent and gone home. If they had stuff they really wanted to get done, they would have said, well, this is just not possible. We screwed up by getting real Trumpy at the beginning. So all we can do now, if we wanted to stay here in office and not resign in disgrace, would be to make people angry and to cause fights and to get people's goats. Now, do any of us want to waste our lives running the most powerful country in the world into the ground just to make people angry? Oh, we do? All right, well then let's just hang out, I guess.
Let's do that.
That's how you know, like, it makes you mad because they're killing kids on the border. I laugh. I don't know why I laugh.
It's not funny.
Actual kids being killed at the
children dying,
killing at the border, taking them away, killing them. Here they come sick. That one's already sick. So terrible things are happening here.
Pitiful.
And I think it's more frustrating and angering to think that they're not even happening on purpose. There's no like evil great plan. They're barely getting this stuff done. Like they're accomplishing evil accidentally.
With the government shut down, there's less people to take any youngin' to the damn hospital when they need to go.
It's less. border security.
I know
People
we got to protect this border right now. We don't get it now. It's never going. You shut the gut. None of it makes any damn sense. He's crazy as hell, and it, like a wall's going to do any good. We all know better than that. We know that's like a third grader. But I'm put up a big wall and build up my little blocks and hit. No Mexicans come. Like little kids used to play that game all the time.
But he doesn't want the wall. He just wants to fight. He wants to make everybody mad.
I know.
He doesn't want the wall. If he gets the wall, what's he going to fight about? He's got to use the wall to make people scared of Mexicans.
Yep.
So they can fight. They either scared of Mexicans or they just don't care.
Yeah.
It's either. Why are we still talking about it, Jackie?
What else can you
My
do?
New Year's resolution was not to talk about Trump on this political podcast. And it lasted till we got done talking about Shotgun Red.
And there ain't nothing you can do about that. That's all there is talked about.
He went to Iraq.
And then went over and still, what did it? He put up a picture of him and some Navy SEALs and had them tell the names and where they're stationed or something along the lines. I heard that.
Said they were getting a raid. Look, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What
He
do you
lied
think
to him,
happened
yeah.
when he went to Iraq? What do you think
The
happened?
same thing happens everywhere else he goes.
He was a big fucking idiot. He
Watch it
lied.
out.
He
You're right.
said a bunch of lies.
Yep.
He waddled around, and he embarrassed himself and the nation, and a lot of people liked it.
Yeah. You don't know how many Republican friends I know said, look, what about this? Look, so shut your mouth. Here he is. I'm like, first off, you're supposed to go. That's part of the job. So when people say, oh, are you not glad? Yes, I'm glad he went because he should have went a long time ago. That's part of what the job is. The last thing any of those soldiers want to hear about is they just want to hear you're doing a good job. Thank you for doing what you do. That's what usually presidents do say. They don't want to hear him blame the Democrats or anybody else or care about what just it's shameful. And anybody who don't think it's shameful is a little shameful themselves. And I guess there's a lot of shameful people out there because, like you said, people think,
Hey, if they soldiers over there who love Trump and got a charge out of seeing Trump, like, more power to them.
Good.
I'm glad they got a show.
Yeah.
I mean, the WWE will be over there soon, probably.
Soldiers
over there
used to get excited about Bob Hope years and years ago. That's just because it's something. Anything's entertaining. I'm sure there's some soldiers that like the president. I don't doubt that at all. But anything to get something different. You out in the serving in the military like you do, you don't get a whole lot of entertainment.
And I mean, he's a guy on TV, tells jokes or something, governs, whatever he does. I mean, if you're over in Iraq, I'd be happy to see whoever I see on TV.
Yeah.
So I ain't blaming nobody who got excited to see Trump over there.
No, I'm like I said, if you're over there serving in our military and serving our country, if you were entertained, I'm glad because that's what you're supposed to do. If it made you proud, whatever it did, I'm glad
if
it
there's
did.
somebody wants to put us on a plane, go over there and tell a bunch of jokes making fun of the president to soldiers, we'll do it.
They don't want that. I don't
No,
think
nobody.
wants
It
that.
seems more like a punishment.
Yeah. Don't do that to him.
Elizabeth Warren's running for president, Jackie.
Yeah.
And the Democrats are starting to line them up.
Well, I tell you that she's going to say a lot of this stuff. All the rest of them are going to be saying, and she's going to be saying it first. So I guess that's a smart move on her part. If that's what you want to hear, if that's what you like,
They got.
I'm kind of like when Anna Navarro on CNN. She said I'd vote for a plotted plan, but I ain't gonna vote for Elizabeth Warren. A lot of Democrats saw was a lot of complaining about that, saying I ain't gonna I ain't gonna vote at all. That's how we wound up with I don't think there's any hope for us. I don't even know why we talk about any of this stuff anymore because and I ain't saying everybody run out and vote for Elizabeth Warren. I'm just saying you fighting already and ain't one person announced who's running.
People like to fight. I say let them get it out of the way with now. What we got is ahead of us.
You should thank Elizabeth Warren then and, getting out there to take the bulk of it right off of
But she already been taking
Well, that's true, yeah.
a lot of shots. Pelosi, somebody else out there leading the damn charge, taking a lot of shots.
Now, I grew up, not growing up, but through my past and in the past, she was an evil person. It didn't get any worse than Nancy Pelosi. That's the last thing anybody want to have anything to do with. But I tell you what, since she sat down there in the White House with the camera, that's the only person I've ever seen say anything and not embarrass themselves sitting by the president. Everybody else sit with the president and embarrass themselves at some point in time. Mike Pence is pitiful. It is a pathetic excuse for a human being, and for no other reason than having to sit there beside him and listen to gibberish and just sit there. And all those people at the tables with him, everywhere, every now and then you hear somebody said something, this or that, but it ain't on camera. Pelosi sat there and did that, and I'm like, well, hell, give it to her. She got enough guts to tell him he's full of it. Ain't one Republican got a backbone.
And she did it in a good way. In a way
she didn't do it in a way. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she wasn't like rude about it or anything. Wasn't because you can't be out rude him or be a out smart butt than him. That's all he knows how to do. But I ain't ever seen anybody sit across from in front of any TV camera getting you. And not you're embarrassed for him. Whoever has shit by him. She wasn't embarrassed for her.
You remember in the old days, it didn't matter who the president was, but when the president come out and talked, and there were people behind him, you may not have known who they was. You may not have known who the damn Secretary of the Interior was, or who the Secretary of Defense was, or who the Secretary of State. Any of the secretaries, you might not know who they were, but there were a bunch of people behind the president, Reagan or Bush or Clinton or Obama or the other Bush, and they sit up there, and you knew they were important. You may not have agreed with them, but you thought that they were important. You didn't think they were stupid or were being blackmailed. You thought that they were important. There was some heft to them. They were with the president of the United States of America. Now those people sitting behind the president, you're just wondering how they're getting, how they're not busting out laughing.
Or slitting their wrist.
Or bashing their head against the desk or the podium. How are they not cutting their eyes looking at each other? What in the hell? What?
What goes to the head when somebody comes, oh, by the way, there's going to be a press poll at, be there.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, well, don't say it that way.
Talk about Mean Gene Okerlund having to stand next to crazy people and to sell it. Sell everything they were saying. Maybe they didn't know how to do a good promo yet. Maybe they were just talking. Maybe they were not selling it, but Mean Gene was going to sell it for you. These people have to stand up there, and they're selling it is just not laughing or running.
Yeah.
Or saying, I quit, or slapping him. But they have to stand up there stone-faced. Talk about straight men. I mean, they're all straight men, but straight white old men.
Yeah.
Standing up there, listening to Trump, and not running away in fear or horror or disgust or falling on the floor laughing. That they are contributing, they are Mean Gening Trump. Now, they're not up there going, well, Iron Sheik, I've heard that you've got a beef with the... But they're up there saying nothing, and by John Bolton standing behind Trump, he's lending some sort of credibility. Now, John Bolton is one of those who you'd see behind Bush, you maybe didn't seem that important. You'd be like, what's the matter with that mustache?
Yeah.
What's with him?
Mustache face, yeah.
But now you see him up there. All these people who've thrown their support behind Trump just are jokes now.
Michael Bolton looks like he could shrink down, wishes he could shrink down and hide behind that mustache. Just disappear into it.
Disappear into his mustache.
Yep. You can see it on his face.
I'd like to disappear into his mustache. That's how bad things have got. I wish I could just dive right in there and hide.
Get away from Trump, yeah. Save me some room in that mustache. I'm coming. Give me a little bit of peace.
But, Jackie, maybe we should not be so afraid after all. If Elizabeth Warren can't seal the deal, if Nancy Pelosi can't battle Trump to his doom, political doom, not actual doom. We still have one savior left, and he's riding in on a white Utah horse. His name is Mitt Romney.
Oh, hell.
The junior senator from Utah. He's come here to bring rationality and common sense back to the United States government. He's going to put Trump in his place.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Mittford Romney.
Yeah, I think Nancy Pelosi got her work cut out for her. I don't know about him.
Well, he already wrote a scathing op-ed.
And I appreciate it. Let me say right now, first off, a Republican, I'm almost ashamed I ever was a Republican, even though I remember when Republicans were good. There were good Republicans, but until what's happening now. So anytime, even Jeff Flake, even when he gets up there and mouths off and it still just doesn't do nothing about it, but just mouthing off, and that's all Mitt Romney's done right now is mouth off. But I'll take it. It reminded me, maybe there was something to the Republic. Wait, yeah, just a little bit. Now, Mitt Romney ain't the one to get me, excited, about, what we used to stand for, what we used to be. He sure as hell don't. But at least they're saying something. I'll, give them a little credit. Now, I wish they'd do something. That's a whole different subject.
It's a little bit good.
Yeah, a little bit good, yeah.
It ain't going to amount to nothing.
No, but I'll take it, yeah.
Whatever they think they're doing, it ain't what's actually happening.
It's better than doing nothing at all, and it's also better going, listen, we need a wall, and we need to get behind this president, and blah, 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 and on and on. It's better than any of that. Of course, Mitt Romney did come around and say we need a wall, which he knows that we don't, because it ain't going to do no good.
Tentative, fearful Trump bashing with an immediate retreat back to Trump policy.
Yeah.
Is still better than Lindsey Graham in it and doubling down. He will bash Trump like when he's trying to kill Muslims, I guess. Whatever Muslims he's against right then, he will bash Trump.
Whoever wants to blow up, yeah.
But other than that, he's doubled down on the Trump talk for whatever reason after his friend died. John McCain, his only friend.
He went crazy, yeah. They put John McCain in the ground and Lindsey Graham lost his damn mind.
So I would rather have weasel Trump bashing, the Flakes and the Corkers and the damn Mitt Romneys. That's better to me than I like Trump.
Better than Lindsey Graham, better than Rand Paul, better than any of that, yeah.
Tentative Trump bashing is better than tentative Trump ass licking. Well, I don't know, but a wall of security is very, fuck you.
Hey, watch your mouth.
At least Mitt Romney saying, well, character. At least somebody saying the word character. I don't mind people on Twitter going, fuck you, Mitt Romney, fuck you.
Watch your mouth.
That's fine. I understand, and you're right. But I also don't mind people going don't have to be like Joe Scarborough, like this is like damn Winston Churchill.
What?
But it's fine. It's a move in the right direction. It doesn't make me like Mitt Romney more.
No. I don't know if there's anything going to make me like him anymore, no.
But it doesn't make me like him less. Some people just won't get mad no matter what.
That's what it is. That's what the country come to right there.
And most of them are right.
Hey, still Jackie Rose on here talking.
Folks, it's still Dunlap talking also on here.
That's what we do. We get on here and talk. Some of you choose to listen. Some of you don't. We got no control over that.
Are you saying people just let it run in the background, don't listen to it?
I'm sure some people, people just like to have noise going on sometimes and, to help fall asleep or something too. Just hear people talk.
We should do one of them where we just put people to sleep.
I might have done a few of those already, probably.
Yeah, but on purpose this time. Like these people do real boring podcasts. Like they read the damn phone book or something like that.
Right.
Or they just talk endlessly about Trump.
Yeah, we've done some of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope if we've helped lull you to slumberland that you got a great night's sleep and you woke up refreshed and thinking about me all day long. I was a fleeting flash in your brain, a tantalizing flicker of lust all day long. You're like, there is something turning me on and I cannot quite put my finger on it. And turns out it was me hiding in your dreams like a sexy, sexy Freddy Krueger all night long. Folks,
up.
I hope I did that for you. I hope I could at least
shut up, but it didn't
do that for you.
Didn't mean to talk about any of that. That's not what I was trying to do. What I want to talk about is what we also got to do on here. We appreciate all our patrons of folks that contribute and are partners with us on getting this and other podcasts out to the world. But we also need to do some local sponsors. It has to keep the lights on, keep the computer things going on, and that's what we do. And this part of this podcast is local sponsors. And I got a good local sponsor. It's going to be a big relief to a lot of folks. If you ain't heard it already, it's already been in the newspaper. Most people are already aware of this, but if anybody out there and you're not, you're going to appreciate this news. You're going to like it. If you remember, before the holidays, we were a little concerned about all the cats here in Murfreesboro, at least the ones that have been eating that, peppermint pudding. It's getting it all over the face, growing the little beards. And the cats just loved it. This peppermint pudding come out every Christmas season, or supposed to, from here on out anyway.
So this was the first in a long tradition.
I think the plan is supposed to be. This is going to be something everybody wants to get on the holidays. For Christmas time, you got to get you some peppermint pudding. Now, me personally, it's something I wouldn't enjoy, but other folks, if that floats your boat, so be it, eat it. But I know it sure does make cats happy. I've never seen cats running and playing and being so cute. They love this stuff. They get it all over, get it in their little whiskers, get it in their little paws, just all over themselves. And this peppermint pudding, and it was the most adorable thing, and also grew little beards. Yeah, I don't know how, ain't no other way to say it. They grow little beards from getting this stuff on them, I guess, or eating it, or ingesting it. I don't really know how it works, but sure enough, they all grew these little beards. But here's the thing: these cats got to liking this so damn much, and they love this stuff. I'm telling you. They wouldn't eat cat food no more. You couldn't give them, they wouldn't eat nothing. They wouldn't eat no Purina. They wouldn't eat no whiskers. They wouldn't eat none of it. A fancy feast, nothing. We tried it all. Tried to give them dog food, tried to give them everything. They weren't going to eat nothing.
What about Temptations?
They wouldn't eat the treats either, no.
What about a can of tuna fish?
Nope. Nothing. Could not tempt them away from this peppermint pudding.
What about a whole carp?
I don't know if anybody tried that, but if none of that other stuff worked, I don't think that would.
What if you just let them go crazy in a koi pond?
A what?
A koi pond.
Well, you couldn't get them to go out to a koi pond because you couldn't get them away from this peppermint pudding. They weren't going to go no. Normally a cat would love that. Splash in a while, try to
all they wanted was a pudding.
That's
then, unfortunately, and I guess this is what most folks have been waiting for, these cats turned into hideous, bloodthirsty monsters.
No, they did not.
And they've been terrorizing Murfreesboro.
That's not true. Don't say that. You get to saying that about a product and get to people's heads. That's foolishness. No.
It just seems like that's where this was headed.
No.
After all, this was created by Z and H, the same people who made the elderly, pregnant, Trumpy, super-powered monster people.
Well, it's a different. This is Z-H. I don't need to explain it over and over again. This is a different.
They did the Piedmonts.
No,
the Piedmonts that terrorized.
That was Z. That
Murfreesboro with their psychic
A-N-D and whatever it is.
Chef run off to the Cedars of Lebanon.
And H. And then Z-H. This is Z-H. Ain't got nothing to do with any of that.
Now, how is that possible?
What?
The Z-H is wholly unrelated to Z and H and ZH.
It's a different thing. Different companies, different products, different. Nothing like it. The only thing Z-H was providing to the community and to the public and to certainly all of the cats, pets, is peppermint pudding for the holidays. And as you know, this is a seasonal, as I mentioned earlier, it's supposed to be a tradition, only comes out on the holidays through Christmas, through early January, and then that's it. They pull them off the shelves. Don't come out again until next year.
So Z-H hooked Murfreesboro's
No,
cats.
it said clear. They said that they were delighted that cats were enjoying it and growing these cute little beards that everybody was taking pictures of and showing one another and having a little beauty contest, whatever, a cat beard thing. But they think that's lovely. But this product was never, ever intended for anyone but human beings, people, whoever likes, like peppermint pudding. I don't see. I wouldn't. Peppermint's hard, crunchy, and pudding soft. I don't like that taste mixed with soft. I don't, that,
So these monstrous cat people have
No, that ain't no.
risen up from the...
No,
I just don't understand where this is headed. What
do you mean where it's headed?
They're
It
not
ain't headed.
monsters.
It's
They're
just,
not eating anybody. They're not psychic, and they're not from another dimension.
Listen, just let me. This Z, as I mentioned earlier, Z-H only made one product. It was only for the holidays. It was peppermint pudding. It was exclusively for human beings. They're glad that cats enjoyed it. But after seeing what has happened in this town, and they're worried about these precious little bearded cats, they have put out a new product, which, lo and behold, these cats love just as much, if not more, than peppermint pudding. And you're going to want to get some of this, definitely for your cats, so you can keep, get some sustenance in. If they ain't nothing else, you go down there and get this. And this product here is for cats are in mind. People can enjoy it as well. But this is fine and dandy for cats. They're happy cats. They made it with these little bearded cats in mind. And it's out for the new year, January. It is black-eyed peppermint peas. Go get you a can. Eat you some for the new year. And then give the rest of the cats and watch them go. They're going to eat it. They're going to get it on the face. They're going to get it all over themselves. And it's going to be funny to watch. Z-H, black-eyed peas, black-eyed peppermint peas.
So, you supposed to eat this on January 1st for luck?
Well, yeah, you can eat it whenever you want. You just don't eat it then. They have it out for people who do that. But,
I've eaten stuff on January 1st all my life. I eat these peas, eat these greens, eat this shit. What, did that help you at all?
Not that I recall. I mean, I enjoyed the meal.
It helped the the black-eyed peas, big black-eyed peas corporations.
Well, I enjoyed eating them, too. Some people don't like black-eyed. I like black-eyed peas. Now, I don't know about this black-eyed peppermint peas. I don't know if I'd eat that, but...
So you're supposed to feed these black-eyed peas. Why would they add peppermint? Why wouldn't they just make black-eyed peas?
I guess it's peppermint is is their main thing, and they just mix it with different things that I wouldn't see coming.
So Z-H is mainly a peppermint company.
Well, so far, these are the two things that they've made available to the public.
And that is the through line in both, is that the pudding was peppermint and the black-eyed peas also peppermint. Well, it seems strange that they couldn't find something else to add peppermint to. Maybe something more traditionally thought of as peppermint containing.
Well, it's traditional to eat black-eyed peas in the New Year.
That is a tradition.
Well, there you go.
But the peppermint part is what stands out to me.
Well, like I said, it stands out to me when you make a peppermint part all soft and good, soft in your mouth. I don't like it. It ain't got nothing to do whether you and I like it. Some people may have been wanting this forever. Like
cats, I guess.
Well, obviously the animals, yes. But there may be somebody, put a little peppermint in on these, black-eyed peas, help me get them down or something. That may
I don't think so.
Well, we'll have to see.
Peppermint
now.
ice cream. Peppermint pudding seems like a maybe because peppermint ice cream, that's pretty good around the holidays. Get you some peppermint ice cream.
Well, yeah, sure.
You don't like that because it's kind of soft.
It's all right. It's all right.
So if it's cold and soft, you don't mind.
That's different. Ice cream is different. Pudding is sometimes lukewarm or room temperature. Sometimes pudding's cold too, but it ain't ice cream. It's still different.
Pudding pops, remember them?
Yeah, well.
So, has anybody tried feeding this to a dog?
Not that I'm aware of. Why? If you want your dog to grow a beard, things work different for cats and dogs. So it may not be the case,
There was a movie called The Truth about cats and dogs.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Sounds good. That sounds something like I'd like to see. I hadn't seen that one.
Sounds little too. What's his name? A guy that screams, real fat, screams about conspiracies. Alex Jones. Sounds a little too Alex Jones to me. The Truth about cats and dogs.
Well, I don't want to see it if it's him.
I hope it ain't.
Well, get out to the stores and get you some Z-H black-eye peppermint peas.
Well, how long do we have till this goes off?
Well, through this month. We worry about next. Well, right now we need to get something in these cats, but
Z-H gets us hooked on their peppermint products. It strings us along month to month, and at the end of the month, we're like, oh no, now what are we gonna feed our cats? Then next month they'll come out with some other disgusting peppermint slop.
Well, people are trying new things, ain't they? Maybe people, I had my fill of peppermint or black-eyed peppermint peas. I've had my fill of that. I'm ready for something else. What else you gonna put peppermint in? If it's anything like black-eyed peas, it's gonna be surprising, unique, and different. I used to think it was the grossest thing in the world. Somebody sit there and put mayonnaise and ketchup, mix it up together. Made me sick to my stomach. I don't do that either. You put mayonnaise on it or ketchup. Don't mix them up and make it that pink color, that fleshy color. But I tell you what, they put something at this mayo chip on the shelf, and I put it on everything, hot dogs, everything else. I like it pre-made, and I can't do it myself. I guess it's the mixer part of it. Witnessing that, I want that behind the closed doors.
It does look like you deboned a baby, just a big pile of that on a plate.
I don't know about that. I just don't, but that's something I thought I'd never ever eat, or never, and certainly not enjoy. And good people of Heinz ketchup that proved me wrong, and good for them because I got something new and delicious in my mouth.
So that is mayo chip.
No, I'm just using that as an example. Z-H. Black-eyed peppermint peas.
Wow, this is...
Go to the store, get them now, all through January, get some for your cats. Just watch them just roll in it. The beards are still there. It's something else.
You don't want cats rolling in black-eyed peas, whether they're peppermint or not.
What are you talking about? You ain't seen it yet. It's just the most adorable thing you ever seen. The cat just having a big time.
Grosser than the pudding.
You do it in the garage or somewhere outside.
Well, put a tarp down.
Yeah, don't do it in the house if you do. But no, that's funny because cats will clean themselves when they get done. They need to get it all off of them. Hell, they're cleaning each other. Cats out back, they all get to licking on each other. Get all that stuff all over them.
Jackie,
yeah.
I don't know what horror this sponsorship storyline is going to end with, but I can tell you that it's already complicated many people's lives, especially people who might have a rodent infestation, because these cats ain't eating nothing but peppermint pudding and now apparently peppermint black-eyed peppermint peas. From the Z-H Corporation. And people's houses are overrun with mice.
I didn't think about that, yeah.
Cats don't want to eat no mouse. Cats want to eat peppermint pudding. Thanks to you.
Love to eat mice. I remember cats eating mice. They bring them up and bat them around for a while, tenderize them, I guess, something like that is what they do, torture them or what I think, and then they'd eat it. They'd love to eat mice.
Cats are fucked up.
Well, hey, watch it. Don't say it like that. They're mean little critters, yeah, but I mean, they're just cute as can be, though. But they'll kill anything and get their claws into.
Not
bird,
anymore.
Mouse. Well, now they ain't interested in that. So if you cat had a problem killing, you had the bird feeder out back, the cat's getting in there and getting into that, and that ain't gonna happen no more. Get you some Z-H, black-eyed peppermint pea.
Well, if you want somebody to take care of your bird problem, you're going to have to call another company. But if you want somebody to take care of your mouse problem, then you want to call up Koi Pond Puddle over at Damn Mouse Collection. Yes, that's COY Pond Puddle. Koi Pond Puddle, as in Coy and Vance, the famous replacement Duke boys. That's Koi Pond Puddle, who runs Mouse Collection. Jackie, I bet you've got who knows how many mice you got running through the half-empty Ritz cracker boxes of your cabinets. You probably could stand to call Coy up and have him come over and take a look-see.
Mouse collectors?
Mouse Collection.
Collection.
He come, Mouse Collection. Mouse Collection, I'm here to collect the mice. You know what I mean?
I just, rodent vermin think, you don't mouse collect.
Well, once you go to the trouble of going down to the hardware store and getting you a trap. And then having to sit up all night to wait to see if it goes off, baiting it with that good Jif peanut butter or a good hunk of cheese if you prefer to live in a cartoon world.
And you don't sit up all night. You go check them the next day. You don't sit there and wait for it.
Well, what happens if it gets one and there's another one waiting to be killed next?
And the next trap, how many traps you lay down?
Oh, you got to, you made of money?
It's a mouse trap. I mean,
traps ain't free. They cost
several
dollars.
Well, how much does Mouse Collection cost to get him to come out?
I mean, it depends on how many mice you got.
What?
And also, he has a few that he's looking for. So if you have, say, he's looking for a black and white 7-incher.
What?
He's looking for a pretty little lady mouse.
What's he care what they look like? He's supposed to go there and get rid of the mice.
Oh, well, he also collects them.
What?
I mean, he's got certain ones. It's not like in the early days when he'd take whatever he could find. He's getting pretty picky now.
Mouse collection?
I mean, he kills the ones that he doesn't need for his study.
Well, yeah, I would think. Otherwise, you're going to he's just moving one problem from one place to another, yeah.
No, he knows how to handle them. He has a lot of fun with his mouse collection. I mean, most of them are living. The ones that pass, he has stuffed. And you see that movie? We were going to go see it, Jack. You remember with the funny man in it and all the little toys come to life? What is it, Marwin?
Well, it never did open up over here.
I don't know where. I thought it was going to play for. It looked like the hit of the holiday season.
And it was on, it was out. But I remember you and I watching that commercial saying, "Oh, that's going to be cute." It had that funny man in it, and all them little dolls he played with.
What's it called? Remember to Mouse Win? That's what Mouse Collections. He set up an exhibit. He went to see it. I don't know where he went to see it. And he's got it called Welcome to Mousewin or Remember to Mousewin.
All little mice dressed up like little dolls.
Yep. Some of them are living and some of them are stuffed. And he has a few holes. He needs like a black and white 7-incher. He needs a pretty little lady mouse.
Pretty little lady mouse.
I didn't want to. When somebody says those words to you, you don't really ask a follow-up question. You're trying to get back in the car and say, thanks for the $25.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So he's great at getting mouse out of your house. He knows mouse. He knows mouse so good. Because he touches them and he dresses them and he lets them run through his little dioramas.
Uh-huh.
So he needs a black and white 7-incher and a pretty little lady mouse. And there was something about a blonde fluff bucket or something like that with a stretchy long tail.
Really
China landed on the far side of the moon, they said, right?
Yeah.
What are they doing up there?
But I don't know. Do you believe they really went up there?
Well, I mean, nowadays, yeah, I don't think the first time that we said that we went to the moon, I mean, now I think we know how to do it, but back then they was trying to beat the Russians and all that, and I think we just made it up and made it in a Star Wars movie out of it, put it on TV. Everybody thought, But now I guess China knows how to do it, but we didn't do nothing up there when we did go. What are they going to do on the moon?
Maybe they're just trying to set up a new China, a safe distance away from Trump.
I wouldn't blame for that. Can you move it to there? How do you do that?
We're still Americans, Jackie, no matter what Trump may be on the phone getting history lessons and stories about Santa Claus from Putin, but we are still Americans. Even if China tried to lure us up there with the saltiest of country ham and the flakiest of store-bought canned biscuits, then I would still say no. My country elected this son of a bitch, and I'll stay here and go down with this ship.
I guess I got no choice in the matter when you say it like that. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would say at first, but then...
If he was going to stay president and not ever leave, I'd have to go somewhere. I mean, I wouldn't want to go Russia because it's the same damn thing. It's his fault. I don't like him any more than Trump because he put him in there.
I definitely try to phrase it in a way that left me with some options if I wanted to come crawling back.
Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't be like, you red commie bastard. I'd be like, gentlemen and ladies, I sincerely regret that I must decline your invitation to come live with you on the moon before Trump blows up the planet. But I still, despite everything that Trump has done to run me away from my own country, I still live to serve this great... You get the point.